Sydney. I'm Ariana. Nice to meet you again.
Anna, nice to meet you again too.
So the episode is out, and when you first read the script and she's gathering these clothes, did you assume she was going to kill him? Because that's what I thought, that she was going to frame him for something, not go to a psychic.
Right. No. So before the season started, we talked and we discussed this actual scene. So I knew what she was doing. I knew she was going to take it to the lady, as everybody's saying.
She's grasping at straws at this point, to be honest, as we can see.
Right. Listen, she is like trying to get whatever she can take.
But other than having TJ, it seems like she has like this village of women that really want it to work out. But are they really trying to support Lawanda, or is this like, oh, Lawanda can save Terry because Terry just dropped out of school for whatever reason?
Right. Right. So I think on Lucille's end, it definitely has been about, she thinks I'm best for Terry, she would like to see him sit down and kind of, live this family life. But I think on the other end, my mom, I think hers is more of, my daughter is looking crazy and I want it to stop. I don't think hers is wanting it to be with Terry. I think hers is more like, wake up, look at what this man is doing in front of your face.
Yes, it's so awkward as a viewer to watch because Terry will have these romantic scenes with Markeisha,
Right.
music's playing, and then she is like on two twin beds raising his child.
Right. He's like, why are you talking to me? Please, like, go away.
Yeah, even when she came back from Atlanta, she's like, oh, is everything okay? And he's just like, well, if you want to break up with me, she's like, I didn't.
Right. No, I always say that's one of the funniest lines I feel like in that whole episode, when I say, I love you and I'm not going anywhere no matter what. And he's like, you sure? Like, you sure? What?
What do you think has happened to their relationship? Do you think it was falling apart before Markeisha came into the picture?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think season one, it was a lot of, not nagging, but a lot of like, wanting him to do this. And, sometimes people like, the more you want them to, they're not going to do it just because it's like the da, 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 like they just hear it as nagging at that point, So I think he was already a little out of the door. And then when he met Markeisha, it was like full blown, like, okay, this is what I want. I don't want that over there.
Why do you think he's attracted to Markeisha? Because Lawanda's a cutie. Like, come on.
Ooh, no, I'm kidding. But no, I think a lot of it has to do with her being like more mature and putting him on to like newer things. I feel like a lot of the time, a man or really anybody, if you meet somebody who's like taking you to new restaurants, she's teaching him Spanish, and like all these things. And I think it's a lot of like her being more accepting since her husband is in the drug game. She's going to be more okay with it, so he's fighting his family of not wanting him to. And he has this woman who's like, not really fazed by that. So I think it's a mixture of that.
Yeah, I feel like Lawanda kind of sees it as like a means to an end, but eventually they're going to move to the suburbs and like have this really cute family.
Right.
You can't confirm this at all. I don't believe this girl's pregnant. Like, I think she is just grasping at everything. And it's just so awkward at this point because I feel bad for her. But
I know.
that scene where you're confronting him and you're like, it's like two of like the best lines this entire season. Where and you know what they are when
I know what they are.
Oh, I thought like eating out was against your religion.
Yeah, right.
When auntie is now a derogatory term to me, when you're just like,
right. Oh my gosh. She had to pull that out.
What was it like to kind of shoot that scene? Because usually Lawanda is really polite and quiet. Yes. Like she finally like had her moment to have like her feminine rage that she deserves. Like, what was it like to be able to shoot that?
Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. Like, because I feel like you said, all the other scripts have been very, Lawanda's just at the house, she's with the baby, she's with the family. And this was her time to like turn up and kind of like find her voice, So when I read the script, I remember being like, oh, this is the one. Like, I'm excited about it. And I told Da Vinci when I got there, I said, today I'm about to get in your ass, just so you know, I'm about to be in there, you know. So so it was fun filming it, and like I said, reading the script and finding, Lawanda's her voice. She needs to speak up at this point.
A lot of women in the show at this point need to speak up, because even
Right.
Meech talking to another one of his baby mamas, like, oh, I wish I could just be with you. And it's just like, but you were just over there. It's
all these men in their
messy.
double lives, right?
Yeah.
I know.
Yes, but do you think that Lawanda, as much as you can give, do you think she would actually turn Tyrion?
I think she's in a dilemma. I don't want to give too much away, but I think she's like in this space of kind of going back and forth between like not wanting to keep being loyal to someone who has no loyalty to her, but then also she's built this relationship with the family where it's like, it's going to hurt them as well, So she's like going back and forth, but at the end of the day, Lawanda is a loyal person, So I feel like she's all over the place right now. She's like, I hate him, but I am loyal, but I do love his family, but I hate it. I hate this, so it's a lot going on.
Yeah, I think it's also very hard to remember on the show, and sometimes you have to take like a step back. Lawanda's maybe like 17.
Right,
Like,
right. Exactly.
I feel like I see on social media, they're like, Lawanda needs to get it together. She's literally a child.
Right, right. And it's like, I was reading that too. And one day I was like, y'all know, at her age, we did not have it all figured out. Okay. I've been not so smart for some people too. So it's like, these are grown people talking about, like you said, she's young. So she doesn't have it all together.
Yeah. And I feel that, like, because we also see when she has these village of women, that we see Nicole there too. And I think Nicole has like this thing for Lawanda, as in like, oh, she's kind of like a big sister to me.
Yeah.
She's not a part of this life.
Mhm.
She's like the aunt to my nephew that I actually see, because I don't think they even see the other two kids.
Right, 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 exactly.
But it's, why don't you think Lawanda has like kind of leaned into the street life of it all and the money of it all? Because it would honestly be easier.
Right. No, I think so. But I think, that first episode, him getting shot, first episode of season 1, that is enough, I feel like, in my opinion, to make somebody not want anything to do with that. The moment you guys get into the street stuff, you get shot in the head. I mean, why would I want my child to be around that, or any of my family? So I think, although it would be easier, I think sometimes, the person who wants what's best for you is your real friend, and like the real person you need in your life. Because it's like, of course you're making all this money, but at what cost? So
Yeah. And I don't think she actually wants like the fancy flashy things. Like, she's not going to call him to like put her up in a hotel,
yeah,
like
right.
some people we know.
Right.
But
Exactly.
I think she really wants the stability in the family. And we also kind of see that her mom wants that too. And that might also be projecting her own experience.
Right, exactly. No, for sure. I think the mom, the way she was like, what we doing? We're going to this rude lady. Like, I think she's had some experience before. This is not her first rodeo.
Speaking of the lady, do you believe in any of that, even like astrology and things of that nature?
Yes, I do. I do now. I do feel like sometimes people take it too extreme. It's not like, okay, like I'm a Libra, so I like pizza. Like, that's a little, people take it a little too far, but I do believe in, astrology, certain characteristics sometimes. And I do believe in so people being more intuitive than others sometimes, and receiving things sometimes, So like I said, I think sometimes it gets a little extreme and all over the place, but overall, I do believe in, certain people getting signs from the universe, from God, or, whatever they believe in more than others. So, and being able to use that in their life. So,
What's your star sign?
I'm a Libra.
Oh, I could see that, honestly.
Oh, I hope that's good.
Like a peacemaker, just like easy going. I can see that.
Yeah, like I feel like Libras, most Libras I know do not want any problems. We're just like balanced.
Yeah. I'm a Sagittarius, so it's just fire every
Right. It's just fire.
yes.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
If Lawanda was your friend, even in present day, because these aren't problems of the 80s, like we probably know people right now going through this exact same thing.
Right.
What would you give to her?
Ooh, I would tell her to put herself first, and to love herself and that she's the prize. It's like a lot of the time, like women, I feel like in general don't realize, and not even just because you have money or anything like that, but she's loyal. She's the mother of these kids. She, does whatever Terry needs. Like you are the prize. Go, where you're appreciated. So that would definitely be my advice to her. But I know that's easier said than done. So sometimes you gotta let people figure it out.
Yeah, she just has to learn the hard way.
Yeah,
But
right.
what I've noticed about Terry and Meech, especially this season, and I feel like Meech got a bad rap in the first season, but as a viewer now, and I'm watching Terry and Meech, I'm like, Terry's actually the issue in every problem. Because I feel like Terry thinks he knows everything, and Meech is just like, well, I'm just going to be lucky till I'm not. Like,
Right.
seeing that vibe as well.
Yes, no, for sure. I definitely can see what you're saying, whereas Terry's not so innocent, I feel like Meech is way bolder, I feel like Meech is way more like, okay, this is what I'm doing, so I'm gonna do it. But I don't think Terry's like as innocent as, especially the parents make him seem, but also on the other end, I do feel like he has a lot of influence by Meech. It's like you're gonna want to do what your older siblings doing, especially if it like involves cars and women and clothes, So it's like I kind of see both sides.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about social media. As an actor, do you keep up with it or do you kind of try to keep it separate?
I do. I don't catch everything, but I keep up with a good amount of it. Unfortunately, I probably shouldn't. No, I'm kidding.
Is it enjoyable? Like, are you able to separate it? Like, oh, they're talking about Lawanda and like Sydney's now this point.
Yeah, so I definitely am able to separate it, and it's honestly funny to me, most of it, like because it's funny to see like how there's no in between. They either love my character or they hate her. It's like no in between. So it's been funny, like especially Charles. Oh my gosh, the memes of Charles are hilarious. Like, so I've been having fun watching those.
The Charles memes, it's just like the unlikely villain is out. And they're so funny.
Oh my
But
God.
it's also funny because I'm like, okay, Russell is a grown man with kids, and they're just like
Yeah,
watching these
right. Right.
screenshots of their dad.
Right. He's catching stray bullets, so they say. But no, I told my mom, like, I was like, I would have never thought in a million years reading the first season scripts that Russell was going to be the villain and the hilarious villain, So I didn't see that coming.
Yeah. So I know you guys are starting on season 3, and obviously you can't tell me anything about it. My only kind of clue, and you can't confirm this, is like they're going to be more Atlanta because Two Change and Neo are from Atlanta, and no one wants to come up to Michigan. I'm from here. I can admit it. No one like purposely comes here. But are you kind of excited to see how your character develops? Because you have told me before that Lawanda is still always a part of the family, even to this day.
Yes. Yeah. No, I'm definitely excited because I feel like I said, this episode, we kind of saw her find her voice. So I'm excited to see like how she leans into it and what she decides, is best for her and her kids and, her really pushing that. And I'm excited, like you said, to see the Atlanta side, to see because I'm from Atlanta. So
I saw that on your IMDb.
yes,
How's it like to film the show in Atlanta and you're also from there?
it's amazing. And it's perfect because it's right down the street, So it's been really, really fun. And like I said, just like the culture, my family being from here and hearing a BMF and now me filming it, it's like a full circle moment. So it's really cool.
Yeah, when I was looking at your IMDb, it seems like Lawanda so far is probably one of your longest roles. How is
Mhm.
it like to be able to kind of grow and develop with this character?
Oh my goodness. It's been really, really interesting. But like, it's been the best time I've had because, usually I'm in for like one season or one episode, most shows I've been on. So to be able to, like you said, kind of grow with the character and create like different stories for each season has been like a journey. And it's like taught me a lot about myself, because it's like you have to kind of tap into things that you can relate to the character. Do you get what I'm saying? Well, at
Yeah,
least
yeah,
that's
yeah.
my process. So it's like, how do you really feel about that? So each season I've been able to kind of be like, okay, how do we feel about this? Where are you at this space in your life? So it's like I kind of take some of my real life stuff and bring it in. So it's been one of the weirdest but fun and interesting, experiences ever.
Yeah. Well, what's one things that you have learned from Lawanda that isn't like too personal? Okay,
Oh, no, I'll get personal. Shoot.
go ahead.
Really, like I said, to just like choose yourself, and put yourself first. It's like we have one life to live. And I'm kind of learning this in general, like, every day. It's like there's one life we have. Like you cannot spend it stressing over anything. I mean, I know that's easier said than done. We all have life, but it's like if tomorrow, something were to happen, when the pandemic happened, like it's so many things that make you be like, oh wow, like I've been stressed about this, she's chasing this man around, fighting this woman. So it's like, live your best life, be happy.
Yeah, I think that's actually kind of entwined with representation matters because I feel like as a Black woman and even like Black people watching the show and being able to see themselves and even complain about things that I'm like, why am I so mad about this? Oh, because
Right.
that's
Right.
how I
Yes, exactly. Like, okay, I'm relating to that a little bit too much.
Yes.
Right. Right.
Well, it was so great talking to you. I hope to talk to you again soon about this show and future projects. And best of luck with season 3 and everything else coming up. It's been a pleasure. You're such a sweetheart.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
It's great
Thank
talking
you
to you
so much.
too. All right.
Okay, bye.